Good morning. It is 9 a.m. on this Tuesday. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak as we continue to stream through 9:30 on WGRZ Plus. I'm Melissa Holmes. New overnight, firefighters responded to this house fire in the town of Heartland. This was the scene on Asher Street around midnight. We're told everyone who was inside at the time was able to get out safely. The cause is under investigation and there's no damage estimate at this time. We have more details about this crash at Sycamore and Lathrop in Buffalo yesterday afternoon. Police say the two-car crash knocked down a traffic signal and utility pole at around 1:30, and several people were sent to the hospital. We don't know how seriously they were injured. Roads were closed nearby as crews worked to clear the scene. We will keep you updated as we learn more on our website, WGRZ.com. The city of Buffalo is teaming up with the Erie County and the towns of Amherst and Cheektowaga as part of a federal grant aimed at boosting public safety. The Buffalo Police Department posted on Facebook that the funding comes through the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant through the U.S. Department of Justice. Officials say the money will support several areas of the criminal justice system, including targeted patrols, upgraded equipment and technology, and enhancements to juvenile prosecution efforts. Today, the Buffalo Common Council Civil Service Committee will meet to discuss the appointment of Erica Shields as the next Buffalo Police Commissioner. But she will face some tough questions from council members who don't unanimously support her as the choice to lead Buffalo Police under the Ryan administration. 2 on your side's Nate Benson has insight on today's meeting.
Some council members have been vocal about why they will be voting no to appoint Erica Shields as the next commissioner for the Buffalo Police Department. For Councilman Joseph Golombek, it's the bump in salary.
I think that it is egregious to take the salary of the commissioner and go from 170 to 250. That's a salary increase, a raise of almost double the median income of my neighborhood, my Black Rock Riverside neighborhood. So for that simple fact, I'm going to be a no vote, and I'm going to be a no vote on any positions that come in front of us that are raised higher than last year's salaries.
But other members have told me on background that they have concerns about her time as commissioner in Atlanta. Others tell me they feel that they weren't impressed with her plans about policing when she met with them. On the flip side, other members of the council seemed optimistic about her approach to bring down overtime costs and recruitment, something she touched on last week when she addressed the media.
Your employees are the best recruiters, but the key is they have to be happy in their job. And so, similarly, if they're not happy in their job, they can really undermine your efforts to hire people.
But one of the biggest issues a new police commissioner will have to face is maintaining a historically low crime rate. Even on Monday, Governor Hochul visited Buffalo to highlight record low crime numbers, particularly gun violence. I know why.
Because ultimately, with crime so low right now, if there's an uptick under your watch, obviously the public consensus will be, well, new policies aren't working. So how do you maintain what has already been in place that seems to be working for the city?
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting time because violent crime is down across the country, and everybody's looking at each other like, yeah, I'm a miracle worker. And I'm like, no, we're not all miracle workers. Crime is down for reasons no one's really explained away. It's a positive, certainly. What I would say to you is the key is to go out and focus on those individuals who are driving violent crime, who possess guns illegally, and be very diligent in holding the select few that can really terrorize a community accountable. That is key to getting down violent crime.
On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.
Right now, Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell is delivering his State of the County address. The speech is being delivered in partnership with the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce during the business group's annual breakfast. Instead of delivering the speech to the Chautauqua County Legislature, which is traditional, this year a recorded version will be played during their meeting tomorrow. But we'll have more on his remarks in our newscasts later today. Nearly a dozen teens are facing charges for leading state police on chases in stolen vehicles. Troopers tell us this is despite their best efforts to crack down on car theft. 2 on your side's Claudine Ewing has more.
Police say they can't stress it enough. Lock your car doors. Make sure your keys and key fobs are not inside. Here's why.
Those are going to get stolen.
Over the weekend,
3 different stolen vehicle pursuits, ultimately arresting 10 juveniles from those 3 different pursuits. with criminal charges as well, some weapon charges, obviously, with the stolen vehicle involved.
Some pursuits started on the 33 as part of the state police and Buffalo police blitz on speeders.
Anywhere within, I would say, a 35-minute drive of East Buffalo, and that is where our kind of circle of crime is taking place. We have stolen cars going out in communities packed with young teen kids. We're talking anywhere from 17 to 13 years old in the vehicle, hoods up, COVID masks on.
Often repeat offenders.
Just in these 10, they're given appearance tickets. We have arrested them before.
It's a cycle.
They get arrested, they get appearance tickets, they go, for family court. They're not going to prison, they're not going to jail. A lot of them are just being re-released.
None of the kids arrested had a driver's license. O'Callahan says it would help if parents cooperated. They're gonna run across the wrong one day.
I've actually witnessed this in my own neighborhood, and middle of the day, what will happen when one of these teens come up against somebody who's willing to fight for their vehicle or their property? That is ultimately what might happen in the future. We don't want to get to that point. Obviously, any loss of life, it doesn't matter who they are, is very tragic.
Police expect break-ins to be more frequent with warmer weather. On your side in Buffalo, Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.
And this morning, we watched as this tour bus headed from Amherst and making its way down the thruway to Albany. It's full of cancer survivors, and they're going to Albany for Cancer Action Day. They're headed there to urge lawmakers to protect Medicaid coverage for biomarker testing and raise concerns about potential cuts affecting cancer patients across New York. 2 on Your Side spoke with people before that bus took off, and they told us about the significance about what is happening today.
We are heading to Lobby Day today. So today is a day where New Yorkers across the state are all gathering at the Capitol to talk about cancer policy. There is a proposal in New York State's budget to roll back Medicaid coverage for biomarker testing. And so we are Medicare. So we are asking our lawmakers to help make sure that that stays in the budget so that those people still have access to that coverage.
I am a cancer survivor, so I know that my cancer was found in a screening, and I feel very fortunate that was my experience. And I know that that is in large part because of volunteers like the ones behind me in the bus or from all over New York State today that are going to Albany, who advocated and shared their stories so that they could garner support for different legislation that helps the cancer community as a whole, but also just everybody.
And once they arrive, they also plan to urge lawmakers to consider 2 separate proposals that they say will make health care more affordable. All right, 9:07, 32 degrees. So we're inching up. We're adding some degrees. At least the sun is making it feel a little bit nicer out there, Patrick.
Yes, and if you're going tonight to Party in the Plaza, Melissa, one of the best looks for Buffalo fans was the fact that they picked up that gate that fell over.
It's going viral because of these rowdy fans being like, oh, wait, I'm not going to storm anything or cause any problems.
Sorry, we'll pick it up. Sorry. It's back.
And you know what? The moms of those 22-year-old bros out there were like, that's my son. I love him. I'm so proud of him.
He used to break tables. Now he picks up fences and gates.
Oh, my gosh.
That was so cool.
I love that look for us.
You would think most fans would just charge whatever's on the other side of that gate, right?
They're like, oops, I didn't mean, oopsie.
Sorry.
Oopsie daisy.
Clean it up. Everything's fine.
Let me finish my beer saber as I'm picking up the banister.
So great. Okay. I expect the same awesome, rowdy, crazy, but nice etiquette behavior from Sabres fans again today. If you're going to be down at the arena or the let's see, you've got the Party on the Plaza, then you've got the, of course, those big screens that are going to be up at Canal Side for the watch party. Weather should be obviously warmer than it was Sunday, but still kind of on the cool side, right around 50, 51. And then as you're going home, we'll be in the 40s. Dry weather, but there are showers looming that'll likely get here well after the game is how it looks right now. So that's why we have showers tonight, 52 today, 60 degrees tomorrow. So there's that veil of high clouds streaming overhead. I know it looks like there's a lot of snow in Ontario. A lot of this is way up high, so it's not really reaching the ground. That can happen. But we're going to see just some high clouds today. You can see that. And then notice tonight some showers approaching. This is earlier than we were showing before. I still think it's later than this. I think it's going to be after 10:30. But showers will come through overnight and then quickly race off to the east, leaving the area dry tomorrow with some clouds in the morning, then some increasing sunshine as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Looks like a pretty decent day. There are hints, though, maybe a little lake cloudiness right along the lakeshore tomorrow. We'll see about that. All right, numbers today in the 50s, numbers tomorrow in the 60s under mostly sunny skies. And hey, by the way, looking at the long range charts, this is now the let's not get ahead of ourselves, our 8 to 14 day forecast. So this is like the end of next week and into the start of May. And notice a large part of the country, Great Lakes on east, featuring below average temperatures. So it does not look like a very warm start to May by any stretch. It's going to be on the cool side, which can happen. I remember many a Cinco de Mayo that was... you remember that? I do now. But there was a time.
Sorry.
There was a time when it was quickly.
There are many Cinco de Mayos that we do not remember.
It was Seis de Mayo before I even knew it. All right. Increasing high clouds and mild temperatures in the low 50s. Mostly cloudy with a few showers. And tomorrow, mostly sunny after the clouds burn off. Long range forecast. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be in the 60s, dry weather. Some showers on Friday, perhaps for the southern tier. We all get some showers on Saturday, then dry weather and pleasant Sunday into Monday. Melissa.
All right, Patrick, thank you so much. And you're going to be joining me at the set. And over here, we're also going to be joined by
here?
Noah Maciejewski's here.
Stop it. He's here?
He's here.
Wait,
in the house.
Is the paparazzi here too?
They should be, because he's
should be.
pretty much the best in-game host ever for the Buffalo Sabres games. And we want to hear all about Noah's first experiences hosting a playoff game, and looking forward to tonight also. So he's going to be joining us on set in just a few minutes. You'll want to stick around for that. A lot more Sabres coverage as we're all gearing up for game 2. Hey, and the draft, by the way, the NFL draft is happening in just 2 days. We'll talk about that too. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. 9:14 and 32 degrees. This is a live look at KeyBank Center right now. Game 2 against the Bruins is less than 12 hours away, and the Sabres are preparing for Game 2. The excitement is building fast for fans, and especially after Sunday's dramatic rally. Still kind of miraculous and too good to be true, but it is true that they had that amazing comeback, and they're hoping that they can keep that momentum going tonight. And Daybreak's Natalie Foss was at Canalside this morning to tell us more about how fans can join in on the action.
Now the good news is if you don't have a game ticket, you're still going to be able to watch the game here at Canalside. They're going to be doing one of those watch parties once again before the game. You can get in around 2 hours before the game, and then of course you can watch the game right here at Canalside. There also is going to be a party in the plaza as well, so we have all the information for you about that. That starts 3 hours before game time, and the gates again will open for the Canalside watch party 2 hours before that game. Now just a reminder, no lawn chairs or outside food and drinks will be allowed into Canalside. Official KeyBank Center lots will be opening at noon, but they want to remind you that they don't allow any tailgating in there. We caught up with some fans yesterday to see how they're feeling about tonight's game.
The will of the team. I mean, the teamwork is unbelievable. They don't ever give up, and they just keep on fighting. It just keeps us on wanting more and more and more, and being louder and louder and rooting them on.
They just keep coming and keep coming, you know, and that's the part that's exciting. It's kind of like here in Buffalo, we don't give up. Like, no matter what the situation is we're rooting for the team, we want the best, and they're just like part of us.
Looking ahead to Thursday's game in Boston, we've checked on ticket prices for you, and they're actually much lower than here in Buffalo. On Ticketmaster, they're just sitting below $200 a ticket, but getting to Boston could be a little bit pricier right now. Round trip airfare for Thursday to Friday, that's going to sit around $380 to $550, whereas $740 for a Sunday to Monday trip. AAA is actually recommending that the cheapest option for you would be to drive. They say that a round trip gas tank will be around $108. So if you get a couple of your friends, stick them in the car, get a couple of those $200 tickets, you can go and cheer on the Sabres in Boston and bring a little bit of hometown pride there. On your side at Canal Side, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
What is she driving if it's a 108 round trip?
I
just made a drive to Albany and back, and it was like 150.
Yeah, the gas is pretty.
It depends on the car. Yeah, some are the fuel economy.
If you have a hybrid or a Tesla, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. But here are tickets right now for tonight's game. $373 if you're going to sit in section 311, row 7, and ticket prices go up from there. If you want to sit in the 100s, you're going to pay well over $500, almost $600 a ticket. I have seen reports that the Sabres have the most expensive tickets in all of the NHL for playoff
that
games.
To me, and you think of all the NHL markets, this is the most passionate, but also one of the smaller.
Yeah, but fans have waited 15 years.
That's
and
true.
if you put $1 in for every day that the Sabres aren't in the playoffs, you've got a lot of money saved up for tickets.
Did you see Kevin O'Neill's tweet about the Buffalo Sabres playoff record? They have the longest playoff record of not losing the playoff.
It's been 15 years and one day since they've lost the playoffs, the longest record ever.
That was so funny.
I love that.
What goes on up here with that young man is amazing.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. So Sabres fans are just so hyped about being able to finally take it in that they're willing to pay. And those are the resale values. But, if you're a Sabres season ticket holder and you've been loyal for so many years, you did get first dibs at tickets and you could buy them at your face value, which is pretty affordable, but it's these resale tickets that are the unaffordable tickets.
And a couple of years ago, you took your son to a Sabres game for his birthday. What did you spend per ticket?
Okay, so this was when the Sabres were really bad. Elliot's birthday is March 5th, so March for Sabres hockey, traditionally the past 14 years, has been awful hockey. But it makes the prices go way down. So for his 8th birthday, I believe it was, this was about 4 years ago, we took 10 of his friends to a Sabres game. $8 a ticket.
Okay.
I mean, we were sitting up in the 300s. It was the most fun birthday ever for this group of 8-year-olds.
That is so funny.
And, we bought them some popcorn and some pop, and it was so much fun. They had a blast. They didn't really know that they were watching terrible Sabres hockey.
But you take that 8 to a game tonight, that's college tuition.
Seriously.
8 times.
No, there were 10 kids that we brought for $80. You can't throw a birthday for 10 boys.
So
for $80.
you've got like $5,000 in tickets.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
it's a mortgage.
It would certainly be a
huge
birthday party to remember, wouldn't it? All right, we will bring Noah on set. We'll talk about what it's like being inside the arena for a Sabres playoff game, and specifically Game 1. I can't even imagine what that was like. We'll hear it from Noah himself coming up. Welcome back. Joined now by Noah Maciejewski. You know him as our Daybreak traffic guy, along with Lance Mellon, but with the NFTA, and so great at traffic. But Noah is also the in-game host for Sabres games all season long. This was his first season doing it, and we had Noah on Daybreak on Friday morning to talk about the excitement and the prep for the first Sabres game. Did you ever think the first playoff game would be like what we experienced?
I don't think we could have had any sort of conversation Friday that would have prepped me for what happened during Game 1, that's for sure.
Walk me through how different it was from the first. Walk me through the excitement from the first 2 periods to what you experienced in the third, first of all.
Well, yes, there was definitely a shift in energy on a momentous scale from the first 2 periods to the end of the game. But I'll go back even further in saying that at the very beginning, the second the doors opened, you knew something was going to happen tonight. Yes, something was different, for sure.
And I heard that it was like you could even just see with the players on the ice that there was more energy or enthusiasm from them and from all of the fans who wanted to see the first minute they stepped on the ice for practice.
Yes, I've never seen so many people in their seats for warm-ups before. And the second the team hit the ice in warm-ups, everyone had their rally towels up in the air. It was unbelievable. It was as if when they hit the ice to warm up before the game, it was as if we just scored. That's how loud the place was.
Then next was the Better Days video. What was that like for you to see it? A lot of us saw it on social media. They dropped it the day before, so we saw it. But to see the crowd watching that video, what was that like?
It was extremely special and honestly emotional in a way that I didn't think it would be emotional. for me especially, I think that 05, 06, 06, 07 season when that video came out, that was kind of when I first started to really become a Sabres fan. I was in middle school around that time. And I remember that video being on TV and, that playoff run. And so to hear that song again, and something about watching it on that massive screen, right, was
it
different.
quiet? I mean,
yes, like it was quiet. Everyone was just locked in that moment, and it was 19,000 of your closest friends focusing on one thing together.
Okay, next moment. Cammie Clooney singing the national anthem. Both of them. This has gotten national attention. Like, why are they singing the Canadian national anthem? And all of us know that has been done forever here in Buffalo because we're a border town.
No, every hockey.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, right?
I thought every arena did.
That's why it's getting national attention, because so many other cities are saying, why do they do them both?
Yeah.
I know it's been since like 1971. It's been, but I thought, I didn't know
Detroit
that.
does, because it's a border town.
Right.
And some of the Canadian cities do the American also. But not every NHL city does both.
Okay, I have a buddy who
But
lives
she's
in St.
fantastic,
Paul.
so it's
I
great
want to
to
find out if the Wild do it.
But they might, because Minnesota borders on Canada.
Okay, I used to live in Minneapolis, and I believe at Wild, I think they did.
Okay, let's keep moving on.
Anyway.
So she was great, beautiful. Next, Mrs. Jenneret doing the drum.
Sandra Jenneret,
we
that was
all had to.
Awesome.
We wished RJ could be part of this experience, but to have her there, to have her be the first person to do the drum, start the playoffs. What was that like?
Yeah, it was really special. Extremely loud. The second that they showed her on the screen, right before she started to bang the Let's Go Buffalo, the place erupted. I mean, if you saw on social media leading up to the game, fans were putting in their opinion of who they wanted to bang the drum at Game 1, and she was the top of the list. So fans got their wish with that one.
I love that.
Okay,
now,
what do you think it's going to be tonight?
I don't know. There's so many good people. I genuinely don't know. I know you guys think that I might know.
We thought you
genuinely don't know.
Well, you know the rumor is that
the rumor, yes.
Right.
Yeah, the rumor, and like I said, I can't confirm or deny that rumor.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, we're all thinking it's going to be Josh Allen, because Josh did his Bills media availability yesterday and was asked, are you going to be at the game? Because for Game 1, he was flying here to Buffalo, and so he could not be there. For Game 2, they said, are you going to be there? And he's like, I hope so, and kind of like a side eye. And it was that Josh smirk that that he knows something. And then Pete Gwelly, who is the VP of the Sabres and the Bills, went on X yesterday and posted, we're going to have a special guest at the game to make things wilder, and then an emoji of a drum.
Yeah.
And so people are putting it together and thinking it's going to be Josh, but you seriously don't know.
I seriously don't know. I was sent a script. My script says drum guest TBA. So it is under lock and key, and I can't wait to find out, just like everybody else.
Okay. Okay, so
I think
now,
it's gotta be.
How quiet was it for the first two periods? But I was also hearing, the Slayman chants and the ooh-ah chants from the crowd. So it sounded like there was a really good Buffalo energy, but did it really become a library, as some were saying?
I don't think it was a library. I think, in our classic Buffalo way, I think it was a little cautiously optimistic, right? Like we waited so long, right? We just had to get that one, and once we got that one, the floodgates opened up, and that was that.
Because it got to a point where you didn't think they may not score on this guy at all. He was amazing, and then we get 4 goals.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was that like? We're seeing the what's the machine called that reads how loud it is?
The decibel meter.
The decibel meter, thank you. That it was like the loudest ever. Lindy said that you could feel it shaking. What was it like?
You could feel it shaking, absolutely. It was, you were looking, anywhere you looked, you saw strangers hugging each other. You saw people jumping up and down. You saw just energy in every corner and nook and cranny of KeyBank Center, for sure.
Is it comparable or even bigger than the 8-7 Lightning game?
It was bigger, I think, definitely. I think it was on a whole nother level. The postseason is something different, and Sabres fans are absolutely just rabid for this excitement and this energy.
How lucky do you feel to be in this position where you get to do this job?
Just on the fact alone that I can get into the building, I feel incredibly lucky, because my cousins, my brother-in-law, so many of my family members are diehard hockey fans. and they were all standing outside at Canal Side, for game 1. And tonight they'll just be hanging out at home watching the game, and they're all jealous that I'm able to just get into the building. So it is so much fun. The atmosphere is incredible, and I truly feel so thankful to be a part of the action at KeyBank Center.
We're hoping the crowd will be just as loud and have so much to cheer for tonight for game 2. Noah, good luck tonight. Have fun. Thank you so much for being in here to share that experience with us. I'm so incredibly jealous of what you get to do, but you do such a great job, and you help to bring energy.
Would you, okay, you're given the mic to do what he does. Could you pull it off? We do what we do, but what he does.
I'm talking to a camera. He is talking to 19,000 fans.
Live.
And
in one little slip. I mean, dude, I'm proud of you.
Noah, thank you.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right. And hey, go Sabres, right?
Go Sabres.
Bye, everybody.